So now that you've got an overview of the 5 steps in GTD, let's dive into the top 10 features. Number 10. The user guide. Now the user guide is embedded within individual actions and also as a separate block on the main page. This way you can get very quick access to everything through links. Given that a Notion system is never ever complete, it will be updated periodically to give you the best experience. Number 9. Understand your energy levels. Your effectiveness is directly proportional to the time of the day and your corresponding energy levels. If you try and do difficult work when your energy levels are low, you will simply take too much time to do it. So I've designed an energy management personal productivity chart based on science, and this defines time bands and how you react under high, medium and low, and how your body reacts, and all of this finally helps us build the table. Under review you have an option called energy where you can see what you have maintained on this as a dashboard. You can compare this to the tasks that you've undertaken for those time blocks, and then you can readjust them if you feel that your energy required might be higher or lower. Your activities spaced out for the last week and the coming week are also organized so that you can manage your activities better in line with your energy levels. The calendar view. Sometimes you just don't want to spend an enormous amount of time sieving through all the 5 steps. This is where the calendar view shines, so you can get things at a glance. The calendar view has a great representation for access from any device, mobile to a desktop. In the calendar you have different views where you can either look at all the elements or just habits, bill payments, recurring tasks, flags, project tasks, birthdays, anniversaries. By going into the individual item, you can also mark these off as complete or add notes depending on what you want to do. Because the calendar months can move back and forth, you also have access to the earlier months or to the subsequent months, and these include both recurring as well as non-recurring tasks. Capture your ideas. There's a lot of stuff that we hold inside our brain, and David Allen refers to this in his book. And it's not just only about calendar items or to-dos. It may be strategies, wish lists, ideas, stuff you want to read, aha moments, etc. So you can now enter all of this in the collect phase. And at that stage, you can decide whether it's a to-do, an idea, or things to read. Ideas and things to read, or even to-dos could be captured straight as a web clipping info to translate this pretty quickly for action. As you move from collect to organize, while being back at your desk, you can add or modify this stuff since you have more time. Access to that information for action is available to you under do or review. Birthdays and anniversaries of your friends and families. Another way to multiply effectiveness is building and maintaining relationships. Every individual feels the joy of being wished on their birthday or their anniversary. And if you manage to pass on to them a special message, they will treasure it for a long time to come. This is exactly where this function shines. And you can collect this and have this available for you not only for this year, but for subsequent years to come. This is possible thanks to the recurring tasks functionality that I have incorporated into the GTD system. So this functionality is really powerful, and you can pretty much set up any permutation or combination. Set it up once and forget about them till the reminder goes off. We will touch upon this in a subsequent highlight. Number 5. Project Management. One of the most requested features from users is a built-in project management system within GTD. So here you have it. The best way to track projects is in the timeline view, and Notion introduced that to us last year. So I've set this up as a project and project tasks, and it starts straight from the collect cycle, and we follow that right through till organize. Under Organize, what you do is you map the tasks to the relevant projects. Under Do and Review, you can have a quick glance of all the projects, filter the project tasks to a specific projects, and this helps you deep dive into the actions. You can also tick off straight from there and it will be reflected under all the other views that it impacts. What's more, you can have one project and multiple sub-projects, and you can navigate your sub-projects individually as well. For example, you could have YouTube as a project and each video as a sub-project. And that way, you could have access to any YouTube video date range that you did work on. Number 4. The Habit Tracker. So if you read Charles Duhigg and James Clear's books on habits, they teach you different principles for creating new habits. The main thing to remember is that a habit is done daily, with an occasional break day, and a 66-day consecutive routine keeps it going, automates it, and makes it part of your workflow. So this habit tracker has been built around this, and it's embedded within the calendar and the habit tracker. So if you want to create a habit framework where you do alternating exercises on different days of the week, I would recommend maintaining these habits as a recurring task, and this can then show up under recurring tasks. Number 3. Track your meeting. One of the things that we can't seem to be able to get enough of these days is meetings. Most meetings with the work from home setups seem to be a video conferencing call. So I've set up a meeting tracker that allows you to mark your meetings, add in links or other meeting details, and track them independently. So as you're in the meeting, you can take notes right into the meeting database or open up another database in a separate area of your workspace so that you can go back to it with a backlink. I've made a separate video on backlinks if you're not yet familiar with it. Links are in the description. Number 2. Staying on top of recurring tasks. Possibly the biggest pet peeve that most Notioners seem to have is that Notion does not have a recurring task system. Well, I have designed a complete recurring task system that is automated to move from date to date without any modification from your side based on the frequency that you have set at the outset. This is especially useful whether you're making periodic payments, for your bills, setting up any other recurring tasks, meetings or birthdays or anniversaries. What's more, it can be set up from daily, weekly, fortnightly, monthly, quarterly, half-yearly and annual periods. So if you want to repeat these items based on a specific day of the week, I have you covered. In this system, you can also specify the exact number of days you want to repeat the task. For example, you may just fancy a meeting every 21 days or 3 weeks with your team, and I've configured that in X days. Since this is a really big topic, I will dedicate a completely different video for this. Number 1. Reviews inside of GTD. One of the 5 core steps that David Allen talks about in his videos are reviews. You may want to review things from an open loop and an outstanding project's perspective. Sometimes that could be based on time, like week, month, quarter, half year or year. Sometimes it may be a deep dive based on the goal status or on context. And sometimes you just want a quick glance on whether you've made payments for your bills or kept up with your habits. Even though you mark your tasks as complete, you may still want to review them occasionally. One of the things that has made a significant difference to my personal effectiveness is reviewing the stuff based on the energy levels on a weekly basis. But most importantly, you are what you are if you execute your projects on time. The same way, you want to keep your databases in mint condition with things like archived reviews. Look at your trash on something that you might have accidentally deleted. And of course, declare victory with quick wins that can be accomplished fairly quickly. Again, this is a fairly elaborate topic and I will use another video to deep dive into this later. You would have noticed that at best, I have just managed to skim through the template to give you guys an overall picture. It pretty much has everything that you can think of. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. We look forward to making things even better in the days and years to come. Before you go, I wanted to inform you that I am opening cohort 2 of the Notion Accelerator course effective immediately. You will find links to the course and the details of how to enroll on my website and below. If you're not yet part of this community, do consider subscribing and don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay notified of new videos. If you liked the video, consider sharing it with your friends. Stay safe, stay healthy, peace.